Arman Tsarukyan has stirred up fresh controversy in the UFC lightweight division, launching a scathing verbal attack that has intensified an already heated rivalry. His outburst comes on the heels of major changes in the division, most notably, Islam Makhachev vacating his lightweight title earlier this year, with Islam making the move to welterweight. A significant power vacuum was left behind. That void was quickly filled when Ilia Topuria capitalized on the opportunity, securing a knockout victory over Charles Oliveira at UFC 317 to claim the vacant belt. While Topuria's rise has excited many fans, it has also drawn sharp criticism. From fellow contenders, among the most vocal is Arman, who hasn't been shy about voicing his frustrations with how the lightweight title scene has evolved. Tsarukyan was originally scheduled to fight Islam at UFC 311, a bout that could have changed his career. However, a back injury forced him out of the fight, sidelining him just as the division was shifting. Watching from the outside, Arman saw the opportunity slip away while Topuria claimed the gold, an outcome that left a bitter taste. What truly ignited Arman's fury was Topuria's post-title behavior. Rather than facing the division's top killers, Tsarukyan believes Ilia is chasing fan-favorite matchups with fighters like Paddy Pimblett, fighters Arman feels aren't legitimate threats. To him, that's a sign of avoidance, not championship mentality. The frustration eventually boiled over. Arman took to social media to deliver a brutal, sarcastic jab aimed at the new champion, and it hit hard. For those familiar with the UFC Performance Institute, motivational quotes from elite fighters are proudly displayed throughout the facility. One of the most iconic belongs to Islam Makhachev, who once said, "I'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere." That quote symbolized Islam's dominance, fearlessness, and warrior ethos. UFC President Dana White even had the quote memorialized on the walls of the PI, honoring Islam's spirit as a true champion. But Arman saw an opening to twist that inspiration into a scathing insult. On X, formerly Twitter, he wrote, "Islam has a great quote at the UFC PI. He'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. Hey Dana, maybe now's a good time to put a quote in the bathroom for Ilia reminding him not to sit down while pissing. Thanks, boss." With a single tweet, Arman flipped a respected quote into a savage roast, mocking Topuria's perceived lack of grit and questioning his legitimacy as a champion. The post quickly went viral, drawing massive attention from fans, media, and fellow fighters alike. Many praised Arman's cleverness and courage, while others criticized the intensity of the call-out. Regardless of where you stand, one thing is clear: the UFC lightweight division is boiling over with tension as top contenders jockey for position. Verbal warfare has become as intense as the battles inside the octagon. Arman's message is loud and clear. He's not holding back, and he won't hesitate to call out anyone standing in his way. Whether this will lead to a future clash between Arman and Ilia remains to be seen, but fans are already salivating at the possibility. With each passing week, the storylines in the UFC lightweight division grow more dramatic and far more personal. Before we move on to the next story, we have a quick favor to ask. We're constantly working to improve our content and bring you the best MMA news and insights possible. If you're enjoying what you see, please take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. And most importantly, we want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments what you think we should improve or cover next. Your feedback drives our growth, and we truly appreciate your support. Thanks for watching. The MMA world is buzzing with speculation and anticipation following the shocking decision by Islam Makhachev to vacate his UFC lightweight championship earlier this year. The Dagestani powerhouse, widely regarded as one of the most dominant forces in the 155-pound division, left fans and analysts stunned with his unexpected move, sparking countless questions about his next chapter. With the lightweight title suddenly up for grabs, Ilia Topuria seized the moment, defeating Charles Oliveira in spectacular fashion at UFC 317 to claim the vacant belt. Many believed Makhachev would return to defend his crown or at least take a short break before resuming his dominance. But instead, he had something much bigger in mind, in a move that caught the entire MMA community off guard. Makhachev announced he would be moving up to the welterweight division to challenge rising star Jack Della Maddalena for the UFC welterweight title. This decision has not only shaken up to weight classes but has also ignited one of the most anticipated matchups in recent memory. Makhachev's decision is even more surprising considering how utterly dominant he was at lightweight. With world-class wrestling, striking precision, and an unmatched work ethic, he had established himself as a near-invincible champion. For years, fans expected him to rule the division, much like his mentor Khabib Nurmagomedov once did. Now, he's stepping into the 170-pound divisional landscape filled with bigger, stronger, and equally hungry competitors. The move raises a critical question. Can Makhachev's elite grappling and control transition effectively against welterweights, especially someone as dangerous as Jack Della Magdalena? The excitement only intensified when Makhachev posted a series of photos on Instagram, offering a rare glimpse into his life outside the cage. The images featured serene scenes of horseback riding and bonding with his training partners at what appeared to be a peaceful countryside ranch. But what truly caught everyone's attention was the caption: "Finish the vacation with a horse. Ride. Let's work." With just a few words, Makhachev made it clear: the rest is over, and camp has begun. That simple message reassured fans that Makhachev was not only physically ready for the next challenge, but mentally locked in. He's turning the page from champion to contender, but his ambitions are no smaller. His upcoming clash with Magdalena will be a true test not just of his skills, but of his ability to thrive in a new environment. Jack Della Magdalena, meanwhile, presents a unique threat. The Australian striker is known for his crisp, devastating punches and relentless forward pressure. A knockout artist with a growing fan base, Magdalena's style is a stark contrast to Makhachev's calculated grappling approach. This stylistic clash is exactly the kind of main event that gets fans talking. While Makhachev excels in control and submission, Magdalena thrives on chaos and explosiveness. The octagon will become a battleground where precision meets power, and fans around the world are already debating who will have the edge. Adding even more intrigue to this storyline is the legendary Khabib. As Makhachev's mentor and longtime friend, Khabib recently confirmed that the fight will take place at Madison Square Garden, one of the most iconic arenas in combat sports history. The announcement only fueled the hype, as MSG is synonymous with historic fights, electric crowds, and unforgettable moments. Madison Square Garden has hosted countless legendary events, and Makhachev vs. Magdalena promises to be another classic. The stakes are monumental. Makhachev could become a two-division champion and cement his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of all time. For Magdalena, it's the ultimate test of legitimacy, a chance to defend his title against one of the most complete fighters in UFC history. As the date approaches and both fighters begin their intense preparations, fans are glued to every update. The welterweight division is already stacked with talent, but this bout represents more than just a title fight. It's a clash of eras, styles, and philosophies. Islam Makhachev's welterweight debut could redefine his career, and with the world watching, he has a chance to prove that greatness transcends weight classes. The road to legacy is never easy, but for a fighter like Makhachev, it's just another mountain to climb. The only question now is, will he reach the summit once? Again, stay tuned, because this is one showdown you won't want to miss. Pereira vs. Ankalaev. UFC's most anticipated rematch just got spicier in the ever-competitive UFC light heavyweight division. One matchup is generating massive buzz: the rematch between former champion Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. Pereira, renowned for his devastating knockout power and pinpoint striking, made a powerful statement when he captured the UFC light heavyweight title by defeating Israel Adesanya. However, his reign was cut short by Ankalaev, who delivered a dominant performance to end Pereira's title run. Despite the setback, Pereira remains one of the most feared finishers in the division. His ability to end a fight with a single strike continues to make him a formidable threat. As fans gear up for this high-stakes rematch, anticipation is building around whether Pereira can turn the tables and reclaim his throne. One of Pereira's fellow middleweights, the rising star, Araujo, recently shared his prediction for the rematch. In a recent interview, Araujo expressed confidence that Pereira will avenge his defeat. "Alex Pereira is a hard guy to fight because he's very intelligent," Araujo said, "but I think this rematch will be mostly the same." Believes Pereira's improved takedown defense will be the key factor in this second encounter. With greater confidence in defending grappling exchanges, Pereira could unleash more aggressive striking, the area where he thrives the most. Araujo emphasized that if Pereira is able to let his hands go, he has every chance to end the fight with a highlight reel knockout. He also acknowledged Ankalaev's resilience and well-rounded skill set, calling him a tough challenge for anyone in the division. However, he maintained that Pereira's striking precision and ability to shift the momentum of a fight in an instant give him the edge. With more refined defense and a calculated approach, Pereira could exploit the openings. Ankalaev leaves and land the finishing blow he couldn't in their first bout. This rematch promises fireworks. With Pereira's lethal striking and Ankalaev's technical, all-around game, both men bring different weapons to the cage, and both are capable of winning. The stakes are sky-high, and the outcome will heavily influence the light heavyweight title picture moving forward. One thing is certain, fans are in for a thrilling must-watch showdown. Don Hooker calls out Arman Tsarukyan for lightweight showdown in the ever-competitive UFC lightweight division. Don Hooker is making headlines with a bold call-out. The seasoned contender has publicly expressed interest in facing Arman Tsarukyan, a rising star in the division. Speaking to Submission Radio, Hooker laid out his reasoning behind targeting Tsarukyan, highlighting the current landscape of the division, with Hooker noted that top fighters like Max Holloway, Islam, Makhachev, and Pereira are already locked into major fights, leaving Tsarukyan as one of the few elite contenders without a confirmed matchup. Obviously, Islam's going up to welterweight. Ilya will probably fight Justin Gaethje. That leaves Holloway, and Holloway ain't going to fight Armano. One wants to see that. Holloway will probably fight Charles Oliveira. Gaethje will fight for the title, and that leaves my man Arman. That's the fight I want. That's the fight that makes sense, Hooker explained. He went on to mention that Tsarukyan reportedly turned down a fight against highly ranked Mateusz Gamrot, making a matchup with Hooker the next logical step. Despite the call-out, Hooker emphasized that there's no bad blood, only respect. He described Tsarukyan as the most efficient and workmanlike fighter in the division. While he may not be the most dangerous or the flashiest, Arman's ability to control the pace, outwork his opponents, and win decisions makes him incredibly tough to beat, Hooker said. That's exactly the kind of challenge Hooker is looking for. He wants the toughest possible opponent to test himself and believes Tsarukyan fits that mold. Arman doesn't always go for the kill, but he gets the job done. He's one of the best at grinding out wins, and that's the kind of fight I want, he added. Hooker also shared his excitement about the potential to face Tsarukyan at Madison Square Garden in New York. Although he recently suffered a hand injury, the timing of a possible fight in New York offers a more manageable 16-week turnaround for recovery compared to the shorter 8-week window. If they were to headline UFC Perth, it would have been cool to fight in Perth and headline with Arman, but it was too short. New York gives me enough time to fully heal and prepare. Still, I was going to do Perth for the fans and the UFC, he said. Fighting at Madison Square Garden is a dream for many fighters, and Hooker expressed his desire to put on a memorable performance for the fans in one of the sport's most iconic venues. His willingness to push through injury and take on an elite challenge reflects his dedication to both the UFC and its global fanbase. With both fighters eager to climb the ranks and make their case for a title shot, a Hooker versus Tsarukyan matchup has all the makings of a high-stakes war. Fans are buzzing with anticipation as this clash between two of the division's most respected warriors inches closer to reality. As UFC 319 approaches, Arman has offered fans an exclusive glimpse into Khamzat Chimaev's intense training camp for his upcoming showdown against Dricus du Plessis. Known for his ferocious work ethic and high-octane regimen, Khamzat is leaving no stone unturned in preparation for what many are calling one of the most pivotal fights of his career. The stakes are incredibly high for the Chechen-Swedish fighter, who is not only looking to continue his meteoric rise in the UFC, but also to make a bold statement in the middleweight division. Arman, who has trained alongside Khamzat, has provided valuable insight into the evolution of Chimaev's approach to fight preparation. He revealed that while Khamzat has always been known for his relentless drive and grueling training sessions, this dedication has sometimes worked against him. In the past, overtraining may have led to exhaustion and even minor injuries, factors that can negatively affect a fighter's peak performance on fight night. Recognizing this, Khamzat has made significant adjustments. According to Arman Tsarukyan, has embraced a more balanced and scientifically monitored training system. He now uses advanced recovery tools that track his physical condition daily, ensuring that he doesn't cross the threshold into over. This data-driven approach allows him to push himself hard while maintaining optimal fitness levels. Arman emphasized that this renewed focus on recovery has become a vital part of Khamzat's strategy. It not only enhances his physical preparedness, but also sharpens his mental focus, ensuring he's fully ready for the high-stakes clash with The revamped training camp is tailored for quality over sheer quantity, prioritizing smart, efficient workouts backed by recovery science. With UFC 319 drawing near, anticipation continues to build. Fans are eager to see if this more strategic approach will translate into a dominant performance inside the octagon. Du Plessis presents a serious challenge, and the upcoming bout will be a true test of Khamzat's skill, endurance, and adaptability. Chimaev's intensity and passion remain defining aspects of his character. But now, paired with a calculated and measured training strategy, he aims to prove that he's not just a rising star, but a future UFC champion in the making.